Update. My boyfriend, 29 male, of 19 months is furious because my brother, 24 male, spent the night after going out clubbing with me, 22 female. He's angry that I let another man stay over, and I don't know how to react to this situation. Original post. So my brother and I live in different parts of our country and only really see each other once every few months. He was going to be in my town from last Wednesday until Saturday evening, so we made plans to go clubbing on Friday night with some friends of mine. We hung out and came home around 4, and I only have one bed in my apartment, so my brother crashed on my couch. We both woke up a few hours later, grabbed lunch, and went to the airport, and my brother headed back to where he lives. After that, he sent me a text when his flight got in safely, and that was it. Now, my boyfriend and I don't live together, but I stay at his place quite often, or he'll stay at mine. He usually works 2 weeks in 2 weeks out, and he came home yesterday morning. So naturally, I was pretty excited to see him. I picked him up and we came back to my place. Afterward, while chatting, I mentioned that my brother spent the night at my place, and he got kind of weird. I kind of prodded him to tell me what was up because, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what would cause him to go so quiet and sullen when just 5 minutes before we were having a flowing conversation. He told me it was nothing, so I left it, and then later I asked him again because he was still in a bad mood. He said that he didn't like the idea of another man staying at my place regardless of who it is, and that it will not be happening in the future. I got really confused here because it's my brother, sleeping on my couch for one night after we hung out. It's not some stranger, or heck, even a guy friend of ours. It's my brother. I laughed it off and said, "You can't be serious. You have to be joking." And he got really angry and left my place. Last night, I got an angry text saying that as his girlfriend, I have to respect his wishes. And while I get respecting what your significant other wants, compromise, the works. Isn't this ridiculous? I responded asking him why my brother sleeping on my couch was so bad, and he said it just was, and that a proper girlfriend doesn't let other men stay over alone with her, and that it's incredibly disrespectful to him. More confusion from me because, again, this isn't some dude I brought home. It's my brother. I tried talking to him after this, but I got a message saying we'll talk when he's composed himself. What am I to do? I really love my boyfriend, but this is just confusing, and I don't know how to react. Also, I should note I've never had any other guys alone at my place. Literally only my boyfriend, apart from my brother, has ever been with me alone there. The only other time guys have been there was during a small group get-together, and that is quite rare. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. If your boyfriend is mad about your brother crashing on your couch after late-night clubbing, he's got his priorities all wrong. I'd like to know why he's so upset over your brother staying. Another man? Sure, that'd be understandable, but it's interesting he's angry about family staying in your apartment. I don't even know why. I've asked him that several times, and all he says is that he doesn't like me having other men over, and it's very disrespectful to him. Had he considered how disrespectful he is to you by trying to tell you that you can't have family at your own apartment? Personally, I'd be out of that relationship and situation. I'm not down with people trying to tell me who I can and cannot be around if they're family. Or there needs to be a conversation about what boundaries he's allowed to set and the expectations of him. This is pretty disturbing behavior in my opinion, very controlling and unreasonable. I'd be very wary if I were you. I think you need to get to the bottom of this before your relationship progresses any further. He's showing some very controlling behavior. My only thought here would be, and perhaps this is blowing it way out of proportion, but does he have some kind of traumatic brother-sister relationship thing in his past somewhere? He's actually an only child, so no chance of any traumatizing brother-sister events in his past. Great, another only child that makes us all look weird. Get out of this relationship now, OP. This guy is projecting his cheater insecurities onto any man in your life. If it isn't your brother, it will be male co-workers, friends, cousins, grocery store clerks, anyone. Guys like this do not change for the better. They just escalate. Mini update. Okay, so my boyfriend and I have been texting for the past hour or so. He sent me a "hey," and I was kind of in a pissy mood after he brushed me off last night, so I simply replied with, "Are you ready to talk?" He replied, "Okay," and so I asked him what the deal was with my brother sleeping on the couch. He's not some random guy from a bar. He's not even a guy friend. He's more than that. He's my brother. I grew up with him. There is absolutely no reason for him to worry or freak out in that situation, because it's my brother of all people. There is literally nothing threatening in that situation, neither physically toward me, nor to our relationship. His response? "I just am not comfortable with that. I know it's your brother, but I think there are boundaries that should be in place. Why didn't he go back to the friend's place he stayed at on Wednesday and Thursday?" My response: "You're not answering my question and are just telling me what you told me last night. Also, my apartment was closer to the club than his friend's place." Him: "We've been together for some time now, and I think that as a couple, it looks bad when you let other guys stay over regardless of who they are to you. I would never do something like that to you, and I think it's only fair that you reciprocate. It's hard to explain things because I know you can't see them from my perspective. You shouldn't really need other guys so close with you. Why couldn't you just put your brother in a cab and send him on his way, just like we'd normally do with all our other friends? Anyway, I have a meeting now. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy your day, babe. Bye." I don't even know how the heck to react right now. This is the first time he's ever acted like this. He's met my brother before, and they've always gotten along well. Now for the full update 17 days later. So, against better judgment, I did not immediately break up with my boyfriend. I tried convincing myself it was a one-time thing. Maybe he was just having a rough patch, and I tried pushing it down. I did tell my brother what happened, and he replied saying he'd always thought my boyfriend and he were cool with each other at the very least. He then told me my boyfriend is being nuts, and if I needed to crash for a few days, I could come on up to his end. So the rest of the week remained tense with my boyfriend, but closer to the weekend, it was relaxed-ish. We went on a date, hung out with some friends at a bar together, and yet for the life of me, I couldn't figure out the reason for his outburst. So on Sunday I asked him again, "Now that you seem in a better mood, would it be so bad if I ask what was up last week?" And once again, his mood went from friendly and relaxed to Arctic. He simply asked me if I had to keep bringing up BS when we were doing okay again. I got pretty angry at him and told him to leave my apartment. Since Sunday, I've been stewing and just looking back at our relationship. Sure, I have my friends, but we hang with them much less. The ones we do hang out with are more his friends and people that he is cool with being around. It was rough, but looking back on it, I started seeing controlling behavior from him that I'd never picked up on, either due to just being head over heels or willing to compromise on everything. And by compromise, I mean roll over and give up. We talked last night and I gave him an ultimatum, something I never expected to give in any relationship. Either you sit and try to talk this out with me like a rational person, no BS answers and no dodging questions, or we break up. Instead of having a conversation, he broke down and started telling me I was the best thing he's ever had, and that he has issues he can't even begin to explain, and that he doesn't want to lose me. Now, I'm sorry if this is the part that makes me seem like a witch, but it wasn't the answer I wanted or deserved, not when I'd been the one rolling over and giving him whatever he wanted throughout our entire relationship. So I told him that it was best if we didn't see each other anymore, and that he should leave my apartment. He left and spent almost 2 hours just sitting in his car in front of my place before leaving when it was close to 12. So yeah, we broke up. I admit I feel more saddened than relieved, so I'm hoping I don't do something stupid like drunk dial him or call him over because I'm lonely or something like that. But yeah, we're not together anymore. It sucks, but it had to be done. I want to know if this dude would have lost his mind if it was your father staying over at her place. I'm guessing yes, because he sounds batshit insane. I want to know if he'd lose his shit someday if they have a son, and she is ever alone with her baby boy. Sorry, kid, we'll have to put you in a cab. God bless and good luck. Abusive men absolutely can and do lose their mind when their partners have children, because the partner is paying too much attention to the child, on account of the child, needing lots of attention just to survive. and therefore not enough to them. They flip out at the fact that she might prioritize their baby over her boyfriend husband. It's part of why abuse often escalates severely after the birth of a child, and it can be directed at the partner, the child, or commonly both. So while it's not the same reason exactly, it's not about another man because it happens with baby girls too. It's in the same ballpark. Classic signs of isolating. Glad you saw sense and got away. Not just isolating. If he thinks she would bang her brother, then he thinks siblings hooking up is a normal thing to expect. Or maybe his issues involve exactly that. Projection? I don't think it was that he thought she'd sleep with her brother. It's that he didn't like that she was emotionally intimate enough with her brother to have him over like that in the first place. Abusers work to control their victim's social life, to cut off avenues of escape before escalating their abuse. And her brother was definitely an avenue of escape, as evidenced by him immediately offering her space to run to if she needed it. In the context of all his other behavior, this is it. He's just realized that she has someone she's close to who can protect her from him and give her some outside perspective if need be. She trusts her brother, and he seems pretty sound from this. The boyfriend had been trying to isolate her, and it was working up till this. He overplayed his hand. Good for OP, she realized quite quickly and put her foot down. Second story. Update. Me, 26 female with my best friend, 27 female. I just got engaged and wanted to share the news, and all she said was, relationships are trash. Original post. To be honest, I'm kind of done with this relationship, but wanted to check if I'm out of line first. I've been friends with Laura for like 15 years now. We went to high school and college together, and now live in the same city, though in different parts. Basically, we were single for a while together, but after about a year of working my new job here, I met a boy, and we fell in love. Yesterday, after 3 years of dating, he asked me to marry him. I was so excited, and so of course I went to tell Laura right away, and I texted her a pic of my hand with a ring. She sent back, "That's cool, relationships are trash." I was a bit taken aback, to be honest. She can definitely be rude, especially when someone else shares news that she doesn't have. Like when I got my job, she was still unemployed and told me that my job was a crappy temp one anyway. It wasn't temp at all. But when she got her job, we had to have a big party to celebrate the start of her career. Anyway, I'm thinking of sort of ghosting her after this. I don't have very many friends, so for my best friend to kind of crap on a special day made me really angry and sad. Now for the top advice before reading the update. When she asks why she's not in the wedding party, that's cool. Friendships are trash. That's cold. I like it. Are you interested in saving the friendship at all? Then you need to tell Laura how hurt you are by her reaction. Otherwise, just distance yourself and focus on friendships with people who actually support you. Yeah, we've been friends forever, so I'd like to save it if possible. I think I'm just getting to the point in life where I notice how she puts others down when they're happy, and it's just not something I feel good about. If you two are such close friends, then be honest with her about how hurt you are by her reaction. I will try. In the past, when she said something rude, she usually says stuff like, "Oh, you know, I was just kidding with you," or whatever. I thought about texting her back last night, but I didn't have anything nice to say, so I avoided it. Wow. With friends like Laura, who needs enemies? She's clearly peanut butter and jealous of your life accomplishments, viewing them as attempts to one-up her, instead of opportunities to celebrate you. I think unless you're happy for your friendship to be a competition forever, you're better off without her. Fading out is the best and most mature thing to do. Though the petty side of me would be tempted to text back with, "And this is why you're still single and miserable. Do not contact me again," and then block from everything. I really wanted to say something nasty back but resisted it. You're totally right. I'm just going to fade out now. It sucks because she was my only real friend, but I'm better off without her probably. Now for the update 2 weeks later. It's been a few days since I posted here for advice and wanted to give y'all a follow-up since I got so many kind comments and a few crappy ones. People can be mean. Anyway, a few of you gave me the courage to follow through with my decision to stop being friends with Laura. I didn't reply to her after she sent the original "relationships are trash" message for 2 reasons. 1, I was busy having fun with my new fiancé. I love saying that. And 2, I wanted to see if she would apologize. Surprise, surprise, she texted me like 3 days later asking if I wanted to go dancing, and I just wrote back, nah. She then sent me a long message about how hard it was to be my friend, since I never wanted to do anything with her anymore because I was too busy with my crappy boyfriend. That was pretty much the last straw, and I'll admit it, I was petty and just wrote back, "That's cool. Your friendship is trash. Thanks, Stuck Hans, for the suggestion." It felt great. After I posted here last time, I did a lot of thinking and realized that I was the one who was actually looking out for us and trying to make the friendship work. And Laura just used me to talk about herself and make herself feel great at the expense of other people. I'll be honest, I cried a lot after that because, like I said, I don't have a lot of friends. And it hurt to realize my best friend didn't really care about me. But with the comments here and the help of my lovely Brian, I realized I wasn't doing enough to love myself or allow myself to grow. So I signed up for some yoga classes and hope to meet some new friends there. And I've also decided to go to more of the events in our community to hopefully meet cool neighbors. Thanks for giving me the courage to love myself, y'all. Glad I could help. Enjoy the wedding and marriage. Thank you for the advice. I think you were the first person to comment on my post, and when I saw that first reaction, I was like, wow, that's harsh. But then a bunch of other people chimed in on how I was justified in feeling like crap. And so I thought if I could use that line, I would. I never wanted to be the kind of person to hurt someone else on purpose, but it definitely helped get something off my chest to use her own words against her. Has she said anything since you basically called her trash? She sent back something like, wow, how could you say that to me? And I said, I've been asking myself that question for a long time. She's reached out a few times with, hey, but I really don't want to ever see her again. I realized how awful she made me feel and how petty she could be, and I decided it wasn't worth saving the relationship. Like seriously, she took a dump on my happy day and then asked to go dancing a couple of days later like nothing had happened. She never looks at her own actions, and I was tired of making excuses for her to myself and my fiancé. I thank all the gods in the universe every day that I do not live with such exhaustingly petty and crappy friends as this, right? Even the more exhausting people in my life are pretty tame in comparison. Honestly, not even sure where I'd find pieces of crap like that to befriend. High school.